If I hit play, I should be able to hear it.
When two cultures clash,
Yeah.
the loser is wiped out, and the winner writes the history book. History is always written by the winner. But could there be another version of history that is not taught in our history?
Can you say history one more time?
Let us begin with two questions. Number one, the human history really began 12,000 years ago. Number two, are mysteries relating to...
This one isn't just a quiet video, so I feel bad. I'm gonna find one of those weird quiet videos.
The NASCAR
Yeah. See, he's talking too.
Hundreds of sightings, abductions, and first-hand...
Holy moly. I don't know, it's fine. It's just there was a channel. I think it's this one. Yeah. Then I'll go back to those other ones. Oh, the mermaid-like creature. Okay, this has nothing to do with aliens. So I guess I'll bring that one back and we'll see what his research is.
That they have discovered an important historic document. Inside
So I'm not a specialist or anything. I want to reiterate that.
Version of the Bible written in Hebrew, also known as the Dead Sea Scrolls, dating back to
Oh, the Qumran caves. Yeah, dug out by Dan Avidan.
Contains a large amount of mysterious text known as the Book of Enoch. The Book of Enoch is comprised.
My brother
of
was
5
telling me I
books
should read
with
that. Get
over
to this one
100
already.
chapters, which are the
I wonder,
Book
is that in the
of
King
Judges,
James? I doubt
the
it.
Book of Parables, the Astronomical Book, the Dream Visions, and the Epistles of Enoch. These chapters described in
I'll back it up. He's just describing the Book of Enoch. Look,
Let us
giants.
take a look
I think
at
that's
the
a
time in human
Photoshop
history
book,
that
but
seems to have been purposely
a photo.
kept
Sorry,
secret from the
Photoshopped photo.
public. In 1946, several young shepherds were caring for their sheep as usual near the Qumran ruins in the Mediterranean. One boy felt bored, so he decided to throw a rock inside the dark cave.
I'll turn it down
What
a little more
happened
though.
next was something that sounded like a broken jar.
Is that better?
Inside the cave, attracted to women, numerous clay mated with them.
I mean, have you seen our
That
women?
were called Nephilim, which were giants. These
He's getting the
giants
fuck out of there. He's
ruled.
like,
They
bitch,
would kill human
he's your
beings,
problem.
teach him sorcery, and devastate the earth. God eventually found out about what was going on and became extremely angry and returned
They
to
just start
Earth
pelting
to
rocks.
lock up the Watchers deep below Earth's surface. Enoch was the person acting as the messenger to communicate with the Watchers during this event. God also sent angels to bring Enoch onto something that appears to be some kind of spacecraft, taking
Oh.
Enoch into the center of the earth to communicate with the Watchers. At last,
An
God
elevator.
decided that the Nephilim and human beings would be punished through a catastrophe known as the Great Flood. The Great Flood wiped out the Nephilim.
But is
and
it
the
really our
Watchers
fault?
were imprisoned. If you look inside the Holy Bible,
Look at
you'll find
OnlyFans and
mentioning
tell
of
me
these
that the
Nephilims
Watchers
in Genesis
are
as
guilty.
well as Numbers.
No, I'm kidding.
But most modern people, when they're reading these sections, usually would consider these events as
I love how
mythology.
angry he looks. I
In
swear,
fact,
didn't
they're evidence of giant skulls.
didn't
found
we see all
around
of
the
this
world.
evidence in another video
We
like
also have
couple
synchronized
weeks ago?
records told by civilizations around the world.
Oh, I'm in on stream there.
documenting the
I'm
event
pretty
of
sure I
the Great
watched a couple of
Flood,
these on stream.
such as Dayu's flood control from the Chinese history book. And if you are curious like me, you would wonder why the
I had a
Book
pen
of
like
Enoch
that.
was not included in the official Holy Bible. What was the reason? To answer this question, we must go
I should
back
get
to
one
the
again.
time before
Enoch
the
was
Bible
simply
was
forgotten
written.
over time.
However, both Enoch and the Nephilims were mentioned in
Is
the
that better?
Bible. Now let us
So, yeah,
take
we just kind of didn't include it probably because we didn't, you know.
a look at another important historic document, which is the Sumerian tablets.
It probably
The
isn't
Sumerians were
relevant to
earliest
the
human
overall Love
civilization,
Thy Neighbor
and the Sumerian
story.
clay tablets is the oldest
Oh,
record
boy.
of human writing. They wrote human history originated from a group of
Well,
gods
he is
known
very quiet,
as
I'm
the
not gonna lie.
Anunnaki, who once descended onto the Earth's surface. These Anunnakis
Planet
appears to
Nibiru.
have striking similarities between the Watchers that was supposed to look after the Earth.
I said
According
I'd
to
also talk
best-selling
about
authors
the
Zachariah Sitchin and Eric von Däniken, these
My
Anunnakis were
theory,
the ancient astronauts from a
having
distant
listened
planet
to 2 weeks
They
worth of
arrived
this
to the Earth.
baloney.
and started to have
I
sex
got my
with
own
women on
ideas
Earth
now.
and gave birth to a new species of giant race. And just
Us.
like the Book of Enoch, the Anunnaki god was furious about the crossbreeding activity
and
that was going on.
oversized
And the
black eyes. Although they
That's their
possess
weakness,
a
poke 'em in the
mouth,
eyes.
They seldom speak, as most communication is carried out telepathically.
That's what the big heads are
The
for. They're
short
just big
grays are
antennas.
said to be
You just
a
take a shovel and you
genetically
hit them on
engineered
that big
worker
slimy
race that are
skull of
controlled by their
theirs.
superiors, the tall grays.
The one on the left wouldn't even be
Their
expecting it
telepathic
either.
abilities allow them to constitute a type of hive mind.
Don't let ET
consciousness,
think.
being genetically designed to carry out scientific missions.
Oh yeah,
short grays
because there's
are
what, 2
emotionally
classes of them or something.
They
There's
are
like
also
the
responsible for
little
creating
drone
human
workers that
grade
are like
hybrid
more
race.
3 feet tall,
The
and then there's like the overlords,
Hailing
which are
from
like
the
5
Sirius
feet tall
B
or some
star
baloney.
system, the Syrians are as advanced as they are ancient. Throughout history,
Syrians.
they have imparted their knowledge to human civilizations
What's that?
of
Who's
their
helping?
choosing. They gifted the ancient Egyptians with
Wait, these aren't the
medical and
nice guys. These are the
astronomical
ones fighting
information,
for Earth control.
and the great
Oh
pyramids
god, that
and
don't look
temples are
pretty.
said to have been built with their help. The
Ooh.
Mayans also had a special relationship with the Syrians, who shared information. Other civilizations have
Oh, they
been
were
influenced
helping
by the
bail
Syrians.
people out of there.
The most
They're just
notable
dropping down.
case being that
Get outta
of the
here.
Dogon tribe of West
We
Africa.
fucked up. We pissed them off.
Although they were more
Everywhere we
involved
go, we
during our
do this.
planet's
It's not your
past,
fault.
Nowadays, the Syrians play
Hey,
a more
Noah.
subtle part. Technology
Oh, sorry,
exchange
Shoah.
programs.
Yeah, Shah.
They are often mentioned
Shona?
in connection with covert or exotic weapons research, as well as time travel
What?
experimentation.
They're down here. What?
The
It's
tall
the whole planet's
grays.
Nevada. Oh my
Standing
god.
7 to 8 feet tall, the Gray Masters
Weren't
are the
they in, like, another
ambassadors
video,
of
too?
most meetings between
Pretty sure.
human and alien forces. They are always present at any diplomatic agreements with
Are
the
they?
global shadow government. Sources claim they originate from a star system in the Orion constellation. The tall grays supervise all abductions and human experiments, but are seldom present during
The first group helped. Oh no, wait, no, that was the other video.
these against humanity. The Anunnaki.
This
According
is
to
just like a video we
scientists,
watched a couple
there
days
is a
ago.
12th
I'm not
planet in
listening
our-
to all of this again.
These
I want to know the 5 that
alien
don't want to
species
enslave us, for fuck's
don't
sakes.
want to enslave us.
These are the guys
Reports
I'm going to
show
work with, at
not
the very
all
least.
alien species are malevolent. While there is no such thing as a completely neutral
She's a dinosaur.
extraterrestrial,
Well, fuck.
some
The
are
only
more
explanation,
involved in
she
shaping
survived
our
being hit by a
world than
goddamn
the
asteroid.
others. But how do we know all of this?
I don't know.
Over the
Has anybody
centuries,
did
many
anybody
people have
catch
met
the?
aliens
I'll talk
on
about that
Earth.
later.
From alien abductions to legends and myths, we can create a picture that tells us the truth. Here
What
are 5
is the
alien
truth?
species that we can call friendly towards mankind. Number 1, the Arcturians. The Arcturians are one of the oldest alien species in our galaxy.
Maybe-
Eons
okay.
of existence allowed them to reach an ascended state, leading many to classify them as a 5th dimensional civilization. The same future could await humans in the very distant future. Millions of years ago, the Arcturians were about as technologically advanced as we are now.
Now, I don't want to come
This
off as
means they
xenophobic
conquered
here.
all the
I don't trust
challenges
any
they
aliens
faced.
until I
Their
get to
home
talk to
planet
them.
orbits the
But I want
largest
all of
star
them to
in the
know
Boötes constellation.
this is my
It is located
planet.
about 200 light years away from Earth.
I don't want it
While
forever.
astronomical for us.
In fact,
this distance poses
they can
no
have it
difficulty for
right
the
around the
Arcturians,
time the sun
for
comes
They
for it.
possess the most
But
advanced
until then,
technology in the Milky Way
this
galaxy.
is the last
Despite
bastion
their
for
daily
humanity.
interventions in our lives, few
And I'll
people
explain
have
why.
directly interacted with this species. Only through their descriptions do we even know how they look. According to the contactees, the Arcturians are 3 to 5 feet tall, with large heads and big black almond-shaped eyes. Their skin is greenish in color, and they only have 3 fingers on each hand.
So they're the little
They're
green.
masters of telepathic communication and can move objects or interact with.
Can you imagine a fight between these guys and the little grays? They're just like they're yelling at each other telepathically. They're shooting things at each other.
For you have learned to tamper with a certain power that is not for man.
No, you don't get to say it's not for man. We do what we
Our
want.
emissaries have already delivered messages to the powers of your world.
I swear to Christ, I'll
And yet
rebel
they do
against
not
every alien
heed.
creature out there.
Now you have been
Ain't nobody
chosen
gonna stop
to
me from
be
doing what.
witness here
With great power
of our
comes
will
great
does
responsibility. I get
exist.
that, but you don't get to
You see,
choose.
Our culture and science is many thousands of years
Take it away from
beyond
us.
your
You can
race,
give it to
Admiral.
us.
Their
Especially if you're
name
saying you're
derives
hiding out
from
in a
ancient
cave.
Greek words, telos,
Cowards.
meaning end or purpose, a fitting name for their largest city of Telos, a giant citadel located under Mount Shasta, California. Although few people claim to have physically been there, many said they were able to communicate telepathically with the inhabitants of this
Oh, so
fabled
they just
place.
put
One of
prosthetics
them
on
is
their head.
prominent UFO
That's what makes them
researcher
look so
William
dumb.
Hamilton, a man directly favored.
I'm not going to
by
get along with like
Colossians.
any alien species.
He
They're
was
just going to
lucky
be like,
enough
haha,
to
and I'm
meet
gonna be like,
some of
yeah,
them.
well,
One
you
of
know what? I'll
many
laugh
Europeans
on you.
in
have-
the Mato Grosso jungle of Brazil. They grow
So, you mean
food
like those,
hydroponically under
Kong versus
full spectrum lighting
Godzilla
with their
little
gardens,
tube trains, those
attended
zipping
by
around under the planet.
automatons. The food and resources of Telos are distributed
Yeah, you know, like
plenty
what they
to
were
the
carrying
million
the
and a half
skull crawlers in.
population that thrives on a no-money economy.
Through psychotronic technology and highly
Psychotronic.
developed cerebral abilities, their incredibly advanced society has been in constant contact with a number of extraterrestrial civilizations.
So, are
like
they the ones who plan on
Pleiadians
taking us
or
over?
the
Because
Arcturians.
not gonna
Thousands of
work.
years of scientific
we're too stubborn for that
advancement
shit. Try
have
it.
enabled
Try it. I
them
dare
to
you.
circumvent
You will get
diseases
wrecked
and
by
aging.
humans. We'll
The
blow ourselves
Telosians
up before
are
we
known
become
for their
slaves to another
longevity
group.
and could well help us with our own. They are also true protectors of Earth's environment and keepers of knowledge
shit,
about
they're
our planet's
environmentalists.
past.
Get rid of them!
Number 3. The
Stick 'em in the
Lyrans.
ice, leave 'em
We
there.
should
Wait.
have probably started with the Lyrans, because word around the extraterrestrial neighborhood is they are our oldest ancestors. That's right. All evidence points towards this civilization being the first human civilization to rise in the Milky Way.
Please
One
don't
of
say
the
cat
first
folk.
to speak about the Lyrans
Please don't
was
show
none
another
other
cat
than
person.
world-famous contactee
Please don't show another
Billy
cat
Meyer.
person.
They revealed to him their origins and life story, which he graciously shared with the rest of the world.
They have described their ancient ancestry as consequently as originating in a far sun system in a star group near
That
what
looks like
we
a
now
cat
know
person.
as the Ring
That's
Nebula
cat person.
of Lyra, for which we
God
have called
damn it, cat
Lyrian,
people
in
hybrid
the
cat.
same manner as
God
we refer to the
damn
human
it.
beings from what we call the Pleiades. These early Lyrians,
No, we
in
are
their
not
numerous
descended from
migrations,
cat
in their
people.
great space arcs,
Oh
went to
my
many
God.
other star systems and found suitable habitations.
Oh,
and put down
Jesus
colonies, such of which
Christ.
flourished and eventually launched their own space travelers.
Eons ago, their civilization reached a very high
We
technological
really
level.
want cat folk, don't we?
Unfortunately,
What are they
the
called?
situation
Anime
escalated
cat
as
girls?
conflicts between
Hey,
different
we
factions
really want
turned
Neko girls,
into
don't
an
we? We
all-out
really want
war.
them
Those
Neko
who
girls.
fled would colonize the Hyades, the Pleiades,
Oh,
and the Vega
God,
system.
it's so
Their
uncomfortable.
offspring eventually reached Earth around 22 million years ago, and have since maintained a more or less numerous force stationed here. Some researchers believe they are the gods described in virtually all ancient religious
What,
texts.
the cat
If this
people?
theory is true, the Lyrans
Wait,
held a
what?
premier role in creating and shaping Earth and mankind. Most accounts describe them as Nordic in appearance, tall individuals
Wait a minute.
with blue eyes and long blonde hair. They've been called the galactic historians of the human species, and if anyone knows the story of how man came
So wait.
to exist, it's them. Number 4.
That retard that keeps
the
trying to get in
Alpha
my room. I probably
Centaurians,
shouldn't have said
the
that. That's fine.
extraterrestrials
That cat that
from
keeps trying to
Alpha
get in my room that
Centauri
bothers me.
have the
That
power
thing
to destroy us or almost
is from another
any
planet. It
other
really is an
alien
alien.
species. They are widely considered the most technologically advanced species
Wait, who?
in the Milky Way galaxy.
You better not have said native
Anyone knows
reptilian.
the story of how man came to exist, it's them. Number 4, the Alpha Centaurians. The extraterrestrials from Alpha Centauri have the power to destroy us or almost any other alien species.
But
they
they
are
just don't.
widely considered the most technologically advanced species in the Milky Way
There's a lot
galaxy.
of wildly
They are highly
technologically
intelligent
advanced
and possess a
species of
natural curiosity, which led to them rapidly developing a scientific and technological
one?
society.
Wait a minute.
They evolved as an aquatic
It's a
species,
Chitauri.
possessing gills
That's from
and
the
webbed
Avengers
limbs,
movie. What are you
and researchers believe
trying to pass
they are
that by me?
responsible for a large number of underwater sightings and USO phenomenon. It is rumored they
Well, if you
have
can fly
a
through
number
space,
of
you can fly through
operating
water.
bases located on the
Oh.
bottom of many of our seas, oceans, and lakes. Extraterrestrial researchers agree that Alpha Centaurians possess the most advanced technology. giving them an advantage even over other, more combative species. It would seem
We're very
that the
combative. That's why
Centaurians
I'm
have
like
learned
warning
that with
all those
great
aliens
power
out there. You come at
comes
man, you
great
better be prepared.
responsibility.
We're
Even
crazy.
more than that,
We'll
they
launch
are
ourselves into the
benevolent
sun
towards us and
just
have
to not have to
expressed
deal
their
with anybody else.
genuine interest in assisting us
We're wild,
overcome
man.
some of
We
our
are.
challenges. Having succeeded themselves, they realize evolution can sometimes seem overwhelmingly hard. They often communicate
It is pretty
telepathically
difficult.
with our scientists,
So is
and
this
their
the end of the
influence
video?
is always subtle. They promote social justice and human
Please.
rights
Okay, this is going on for. I just need to go to the washroom. Back. This is
to serve their evil, remorseless purposes. For this reason, the two alien species have fought one another, both here and in other star
okay.
systems.
Okay, so before I go on to the Elden Ring thing, and oh yeah, the Far Cry show. That looks pretty cool. And the Pokemon thing last. So my brother sent me some video about the moon, and it brought up some story that I remember reading regarding the moon having come here. So, what if part of the reason we're so convinced the Earth is going to explode is like Krypton? So, let me back up a little. Let me start properly. So, this idea takes on the agrees with like it assumes panspermia is a thing where all the DNA for everything to grow is just out there in space, waiting to land on planets, kind of like ours. And so Earth is one planet with life, clearly, because there's all these aliens floating around out there. And another planet that was dying, kind of like they say in the story of how the moon came here, the people who brought the moon. Their planet was dying and doing their best. They found some little pit stop solar system with life already on it, because I mean maybe there's a bit to the Superman story that's true. Maybe it's really hard for other species to really adapt to Earth's atmosphere. So what if, because there was something Graham Hancock had said, maybe I misunderstood it, but there's like 5 or 6 different genetic human codes within us. And we found 3 or 4 of them now, the Denisovans, the Homo erectus, Neanderthals. I'm forgetting the name of one of them. But what if the 5th one isn't from down here, and that's why we can't find it? Because they came with the moon, and they landed it down here. And they did the experiments that people claim they did. Now, of course, they would have had help from other alien species, maybe some of the ones that say they're really friendly with us. Maybe the cat folk, maybe that's why. Like the cats, or I preferred the idea of the first dudes, the Arcturians, or whatever they were, and then these Pleiadians. I just don't get behind the idea of the cat. I don't care if that insults. One of them can come down here and yell at me. I get yelled at by my cat constantly anyhow. So, what if that's why we can't find that other group of DNA humans that are supposed to be tied to us? Because they're not, they're not from here. They landed, they're like, well, these guys aren't going to remember. And they're like, we got to give up everything that was us anyway, because our planet's gone. It's destroyed. They pretty much were on their own exodus. And because it wouldn't be fair to the human race. I mean, they'd be jump starting them 100,000 years forward. Instead, all they did was give them a bit of a touch of intelligence. Also, doesn't get rid of the Bible or any other really important document. And the reason I say that, religious document, the reason I say that is because it's still a big universe, you boneheads. It's not meant to be just for Earth. It's be for when we go anywhere, or if anything comes here. Treat everything like it's an angel. Otherwise, it might blow you up just for the fun of it. That's why I don't think we should be pissing them off too much, but I also don't think we should let them walk all over us or take our planet. What if we're carrying the legacy of a group of people who came out here and bestowed all of their, up here on us? I'd want to carry that on for them at least. And if we did just come up out of nowhere, well, this is our planet still. I'm not giving it up. 3-foot tall, gray skinned nut jobs. That's what they are. Nut jobs. Everything that wants to take over this planet. Anything that wants to mess with humanity. Nuts.